This is John Locke, and today we're going to talk about the types of links that marketers can get that you probably cannot get. Now, if you have done some research into hiring an SEO agency, or if you're doing SEO in-house for yourself, for your own company, you've probably already realized that the two most important factors in SEO are the content on the page. Does it match the searcher intent? Is the content of a high quality nature? And then also the link profile. What links are coming into your site? What websites are linking to you? Are they categorically related and high quality as well? So whenever a site links to you, that's basically a vote in Google saying this site has some relevance. If a site is categorically related to yours, closely, topically related, then it counts for a little bit more than just a link from a random site. So these are things that have traditionally influenced SEO. They still do. They probably always will. So link building, the most misunderstood thing in SEO. Some people fear it. Some people don't know that they should be doing it. Some people rely 100% on it. Now, where we fall is you really have to have the right content on your website to begin with, and then you can, start to build links to it. But most small business owners that haven't done SEO in the past, they don't really realize that they should be link building. And so competition that is invested in building links and realizes the value that it has, they're probably beating you in some way in SEO. So here are the types of links that marketers and SEO people will sometimes tell you to get that are probably going to be hard for you. One is appearing on podcasts. Another is guest posting. So podcasting, it's easier for a marketer to do because most marketing, web design, web development people, they know like 50 other people that have their own podcast. So all they need to do is basically reach out to their network and they can get a link back from that site. Now, if you're in some sort of blue collar industry, whether it's manufacturing, HVAC, auto repair, or even if it's some other type of industry, it's going to be a little bit harder to do. One, because most of you are hardworking people that are still growing your business, and your business is probably somewhere between $500,000 or $5 million. And so you're probably still day to day in the business a lot, overseeing your staff, overseeing operations, maybe doing sales calls, or setting up, some other sort of business deal. But you don't really have time to take a break to get on a podcast in a quiet area, or even find podcasts that you would be eligible to be on. So for marketers, it's a little bit different. For most of you that are in a blue collar trade, running a business, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Second type of link that marketers will tell you to get is guest posting. Now, I know that in some industries you can pay to play, meaning there are industry newsletters or industry websites where you can pay to have a sponsored post. Same thing in marketing. But again, the whole thing with web design, web development, marketing, SEO, all of us know like 1,000 other people with websites. So getting a link back from somewhere else is a little bit easier than it's going to be for you. And so getting links from categorically related sites is a little tougher. So these are the types of links that you should be focused on getting. One, your social profiles. Make sure that you have your Google My Business, Facebook, Yelp, if applicable, Twitter, Instagram set up. You might want to get a Pinterest, YouTube account. LinkedIn company page is a must. These things don't really pass a lot of link equity or the voting power of the link, but they basically tell Google that you're a serious brand, that you are trying to build a business, that you're for real, you're not just small time. Big brands, they do things like trying to build awareness of their brand on social media and do customer acquisition through social. So being invested in those platforms a little bit, enough to have your own profile on there for your company, is just a sign that you're a little bit of a heavy hitter and not just a small fry. Second type of link that you should be getting are local and specialized industry directories. So local links, what I mean is if there's a local directory for businesses in your city or metro area. That's a good place to get some links from, especially if you're trying to compete in local SEO. Chamber of Commerce, you won't necessarily get business from it. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But if you're competing on local SEO at some level, that's a must. And then industry specific. So every industry has their own kind of sites that Google expects to see you on. And you could do a quick check of that. If you see the people who are the top ranking in your specific thing, if they're on a specific site or sites, there's probably a pattern there that you should analyze and think about being on there too. So for manufacturing, I know there's about 10 or 11 different directories that you should be on. You don't necessarily need to buy ads on there either. Again, a lot of people that I talk to, depending on what it is, whether it's buying leads from ThomasNet or MFG, or if you're a local business buying ad space on Yelp or some other thing, sometimes those leads are kind of weak. And those leads don't really lead to big business. They lead to, just kind of like small business. But other types of places like Angie's List or Home Advisor, those are kind of more for the handyman type of contractors if you're into that thing. But sometimes it pays to be on those too, because Google looks for certain types of businesses to be on there. And like I said, every type of business has their own thing. Healthcare or fitness has its own thing. Everything has its own place, whether it's auto repair, HVAC. There's a list of sites that you should probably be on. So getting into the real sites that are going to pass some sort of link equity to you. How can you build up some press for your brand? That might be a good thing to do. If there's something newsworthy that you're doing, you might get local coverage from either a local newspaper or a TV station or some sort of local awards, local publicity, PR. These sorts of things might be good for you to do. Industry types of links might be good. So here's some tips specifically for manufacturing, construction, these types of things. You want to have some sort of resource or charts or graphs or things where there's information tables, infographics maybe, but I prefer having things in actual HTML table of information. I think that's a little bit better, but those types of pages seem to earn links at a higher degree and get a little bit more interest than just a bland, here's like our service page. So that's an idea. No matter what industry you're in, there's probably something that people are interested in figuring out or knowing more about. I see this a lot with health sites of people that are selling like healthcare equipment or health products, those sorts of things. People are going to want as much information about what your device or your piece of equipment does as possible. So that's a hint. If you only have 20 pages on your site and your competitor has 150, and most of those pages are information about how their products work or how they make people a better version of themselves, that is a great place to start. If you're in manufacturing, like I mentioned, some sort of chart, some sort of graph, some sort of information that people could use to make their dreams a reality, that might be a good idea. So aside from that, putting out content that is going to serve your audience, so blogging in some way, and then cross-posting that to Facebook or Instagram or YouTube might be a good idea. These are the places where your customers might hang out, and building brand awareness is going to get you some links. Then the last thing on this list, make sure that you reach out to any strategic partners. Anybody that you're doing business with and you're friendly with, and you guys have a mutual arrangement, anything that you could do in that regard might be good. Good. Trade shows sometimes have links back to your site, so that's probably a good idea too. But anything that you can do to build up links from a topically related site to yours, that's what you want to be doing. My name's John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. We help manufacturing and industrial firms with SEO. So if you have a question, leave it in the comments below. Next time, peace.